Hello, welcome to Taking It Off Topic. I'm your host, Amanda Rankin, and we are continuing the conversation on treating new experiences like the first day of school. For those who haven't heard the previous episode, please check it out. And in that episode, I proposed this hypothesis of what if we treated new experiences, new opportunities like the first day of school? With the idea behind that being, if you were to ask someone who was trying something for the first time a week or two or three after they've been doing that new thing, that angst that they initially felt would have surpassed, right? And so the idea is if we treat new experiences and opportunities like that, then we can use our own past experience as our own testimony to encourage us to keep moving forward. And the goal is by the end of the year, you have all these opportunities that written down, placed in a jar as your own like proof of look at what I've done throughout the course of the year, all these new experiences or these new opportunities that I've stepped into, not necessarily fearless, but I stepped into them and was able to achieve them. Since posting that new episode, I personally have done three new opportunities that I've treated like the first day of school. And so it just shows how once we start getting out of our own way and allowing those new experiences to take place, they're out there, right? And oftentimes we overlook them or we say no off the top and we miss out on some great things. Like for me, one of the things I don't enjoy doing is networking. I received an invite to a networking event, and my first instinct was to be like, nah, I'm not doing it. And I was like, Amanda, treat it like the first day of school. So I went back, accepted the invite, met some phenomenal women, and just had a really good conversation. I was glad that I went, but it just showed how I could just subconsciously get in my own way and default to saying no. And so I was glad that I did that. So that went to my jar as a first day of school experience. What I realized after I posted this month's podcast, when God was telling me treat it like the first day of school, He was speaking to me directly, right? In a sense of, no, Amanda, treat this podcast like the first day of school. Treat this obstacle that you feel is not having guests like the first day of school. And it made me realize, like, oh, this podcast is not mine, it's God's, right? He put the desire in my heart to even do it. And I get so hung up on wanting it to be just so. And he was telling me, like, nah, this is mine. Seek me and I will provide all the things. You've been seeking me throughout this whole process. And that's how the guests have come, how that's how the topics have come, that's how the questions have come. But now you're trying to just make it simple. You're trying to make it common, right? Like, oh, I got this. And he's like, nah, keep seeking me. You don't have this. And so I was like, okay, I hear you, Lord. And then I was struggling with, oh, the podcast episode for this month is so short. But then God made me realize, like, yeah, it's short if it's just you giving out information. But if I don't put my oil on it, it's going to make the impact that it needs to make. I received confirmation that evening after the podcast had posted. I got a text saying, hey, I was really blessed by that podcast. And I was like, wow, Lord, that's crazy. Thank you for that. Thank you for that confirmation. It made me realize, like, yes, Lord, this podcast is not mine, it's yours. And though an episode may be short to me, if your oil is on it, then it's going to impact those who it needs to impact. Third thing I realized after posting this month's episode was that he was telling me that I'm enough, right? Because I was so worried about not having a guest. I got the word of treat it like the first day of school. I tried to workshop it with my sister to see what she thought, and she wasn't really feeling it. And I realized he was like, no, I'm talking to you. But he was telling me with him giving me the idea or giving me the word or giving me the topic is enough. I would just encourage anyone treat these new experiences like the first day of school. And although it's nice to have someone to walk through a new experience with or to workshop something with, you're enough all by yourself. If God has given it to you, He will provide you with everything that you need to carry it through. And it's funny because I tell my son that all the time when he's playing sports. I'm like, everything that you need to be successful on the court, on the field, or whatever, God has already put it in you. You are enough just how you are. All your abilities are enough. To my listeners, know that you are enough. If God has given you something, He just wants you to walk it out in faith because you are enough. And if any other additional pieces or components are needed, He will provide those as well. But just know in you already is enough to carry it through to the end. We encourage y'all. I am in a season of growth. That's my word of the year. I am definitely feeling stretched and grown and pulled in different ways that aren't bad by any means, but it's just causing me to move differently, think differently. I just say be encouraged. This is going to be a great year. There's a lot going on in the world. I am not blind to that, but do the best that you can in the circle of influence that you have and know that you are enough. Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts said in her sermon on January 4th that sometimes what's in you can't get out of you until you're in an environment that makes a demand on what's in you. So, keeping with our hypothesis of treating new experiences like the first day of school, it puts you in environments that demand something out of you that you may have not known was even there. So, take the chance. Next month, new episode, new topic. Not sure what that's going to be as of yet, but I know God is faithful and will provide. And as of today, we have hit 750 downloads, y'all. Couldn't have done it without you. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And until next time, keep treating new opportunities like the first day of school.